You see, the moment I saw this movie, I knew I had to come in here and do a little chit chat with you guys. So here we are. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here and you don't know who this face is, my name is CJ. If you are not new, hey babes, welcome back to the gang. So yeah, I saw Brotherhood the other day and I just knew I had to come in here and do a little chit chat video and just do like a movie review on it while I do my makeup. I'm sorry, I have to apologize. I'm down with the flu, so I do feel and look terrible. Just in case, just FYI. We are going to be reviewing a Nigerian movie that came out sometime last year, I think September, called The Brotherhood. You know, when I was younger, this type of movies, it feels like if you just hear Brotherhood, what you think of is ritual, you know, kanayo, things like that. But don't worry, it's nothing of that sort and nature. I did see this on Amazon Prime. I think it came out on the 23rd of September. And it was in cinemas till December, but I didn't see it then. I saw it sometime this month on Amazon Prime. I don't think it's anywhere else. It's not on Netflix. I don't think you can download it. So if you do want to see it, it's on Amazon Prime. Bear that in mind. And if I'm being completely honest, I feel like that's one of the reasons why it doesn't have enough buzz as I expect it to. It's on Amazon Prime, and I mean, let's be honest, a lot of people in Nigeria don't use Amazon Prime. No offense to Jeff, but we catch up late in this country. We're just getting accustomed to Netflix, and then there's Amazon Prime. So yeah, a lot of people don't use it. So I'm guessing that's why the reviews are not a lot, and there's not enough hype and buzz on Twitter about it. This movie was written and produced by Jadesola Osiberu. I haven't heard of her up until I saw this movie. The moment I saw this movie, I had to Google, you know, the movie, and I realized that she was also the person that made Sugar Rush. She produced Isoke, Gangs of Lagos. I haven't seen those ones, but I've seen Sugar Rush, and I think Sugar Rush is great. The director is Lukman Ali. I don't know him, but he did a phenomenal job. Now, disclaimer, guys, when I'm talking about this movie, I'm not saying it's the best thing out there. Let's get that straight. I'm not saying like, oh my god, this is the best movie, this deserves an Oscar. No. Okay, no. I'm just saying this is a decent watch. It feels like it takes a lot of inspiration from Den of Thieves. The storytelling of this movie was just simple and straightforward, and I think that's the greatest catch. Many Nigerian movies rely so much or do this thing where during the final act they now jam pack 1 hour worth of information into like 20 minutes, and it's so annoying. Like, you watch like 20 minutes to the movie ends and you feel like you've watched like 2 seasons, because they pack so much information towards the end of the movie that you're like, why? This movie did not do that, and that is something I really like. Without wasting much time, guys, this is Brotherhood. The movie starts with a family getting robbed, and both parents are killed. The parents of the children are killed, leaving behind 2 brothers who we eventually find out are twins, Akin and Wale. The 2 brothers grow up, and one becomes a policeman and the other a thief, a hardened criminal. So yeah, Akin is the thief and Wale is the policeman. Akin is played by Toby Bakare, Wale is played by Fowles. The brothers don't get along, which I think is really expected. I mean, clash of interest, come on. One is a thief, very, very against the law, and the other one is a protector of the law. So what do we expect? They don't get along. Akin came out of prison and is staying with Auntie Morenike. We'll be calling her Auntie M just because I think it's cooler. Now, Auntie M is just a physical representation of Nigerian parents. You know, I always say that Nigerian parents are so much in denial, very much so. They don't believe their children are sinners or they can do bad things. They just believe their children are innocent babies, you know. They can do no wrong. So Auntie Morenike is just like that. You know, when somebody will defend a criminal to the very last part of her life, that is Auntie M. And it's very surprising to me, because why do you think he doesn't have the capacity to be a thief? He just came out of prison. What took him there in the first place? Tell us, my guy. He doesn't believe Akin is a thief. In fact, all Wale's concerns goes on deaf ears. Anyways, Akin comes back and is living with Auntie Morenike. Auntie Morenike informs him of like this local group that has been terrorizing their neighborhood called Ojuju Boys. They're like a local notorious gang. They come in, rob and whatever. So she's like, these people are terrorizing the neighborhood. They are even sending us letters to inform us that they're going to come for their next operation. So I gotta leave. We have to leave. Let's go and stay with Wale for the meantime. Of course, Akin does not fancy Wale, his brother, so he's not gonna go. So she leaves him at home and she goes ahead to go and stay with Wale. So Akin is in the house when the Ojuju boys come to rob, and luckily for him, he realizes that one of the gang members is his friend, a long-time childhood friend called Isra. Akin has this fabulous idea to steal a bullion van. And let me be honest, this movie made me question the security team on bullion vans in Nigeria. Is it that easy to rob? Because how many policemen did I even see guarding that stuff? It might give some people ideas, but Akin has a fabulous idea that he knows will be a success in stealing a bullion van. So Isra takes him to their gang leader, telling the gang leader, oh my god, this guy is like the professor of like money heists. He is good, he has the brains, he can create a plan and pull it off and stuff. All he needs is manpower. He has the plan covered, he has the weapons covered. All he needs is manpower. He gives them his idea and they buy into it. So they were going big. They were living, stealing from neighborhood small houses to stealing a bullion van. Wale, on the other hand, fell in love with the chief's daughter, Kamsi, played by Dorothy Bacho. Yeah, there are a lot of BBN people in this movie, and I'll address that in a bit. But falls in love with the officer's daughter, and yeah, he gets it. She gets pregnant and they decide to get married. Akin is able to pull off the heist. The Ojuju was able to pull off the heist, and I did think that was a good scene. I mean, I've seen better things, but for a Nigerian movie, I thought the scene was good. I really thought it was a good scene, and the way they pulled off the heist, it was simple, basic, but straight to the point. No drama, no extra thing that will make you question like the writer's state of mind or the producer's state of mind when they were actually making the movie. It was good, and they shared the money. Of course, greed has to happen. Greed has to happen for armed robbers to want to steal again. The first heist happened, and conveniently they had spent all the money. Oh yeah, the reason why they had spent all their money was because they attended Wale's wedding. Akin finds out that his brother is getting married, and Wale specifically states that he doesn't want Akin at his wedding. Akin is a stubborn guy. He goes ahead and tells his gang mates that his brother is getting married and they need to attend the wedding, so they pull up big time. I think this was one of my favorite scenes because I love Yoruba weddings. I love what they were doing, all of that. It was, I don't know, it was just a fun scene. Yeah. And one of the other reasons why Wale did not exactly want his brother there was because he didn't tell anybody at the police station that he has a brother, and that is such a vital information. For you to omit your personal information sheet is such a vital information, and he could be suspended for that. So he did not want his brother there because they don't even know he has a brother. So yeah, Aki coming there actually cast the whole thing. You know, one thing I like about this movie, I love the fact that they were able to show us the brothers' separate lives. You could tell that they were living in separate worlds, and the movie did a great job in going back and forth. Like you watch Wale living his life doing this, and you see Akin doing this. They were able to blend everything together. Wale has had an obsession with catching the Ojuju boys, but the people at the police think that it's like a dead end because they are a small group of thieves. They're not worth their time. Wale just has this hunch that the Ojuju boys are linked with the bigger crime, like the bullion van robbery and stuff, but they disregard his opinion. So after the wedding, the Ojuju boys are broke because they had spent all their money showing off at Wale's wedding. So they did need another robbery. Like I said, greed has to happen for armed robbers to steal gangs. I always wonder, like, why don't you guys steal and then use the money to invest or something? I don't know, you just always have to go back and steal. So Akin's friend Isra, we've gotten to know that he's a very greedy person. He has been greedy from when they were kids, and Aki hates that about him. So Isra comes up with a proposal or a plan that they shouldn't just steal 1 billion van. What's better than 1 billion van? Especially 2, you guessed it. So he doesn't just want them to steal 1 billion van, he wants them to steal 2. I feel like it is a level of stupidity you have to have for you to think that is such a great idea. The movie did well in saying that he was dumb, because only dumb people will think it's a good idea to steal 2 billion vans in a day. It's very difficult to even pull off one, and you want to steal 2. So Akin thinks it's a terrible idea, such a terrible plan, and he's right. He's really right. But the thing is, the team were already sold. The team members were already sold with the idea of them stealing, getting up to 200 million naira. They go big and go home. At this point, the moment they steal this one, they are done. It was like their greatest and final heist, so they were really down for this. The moment they get it, they all disperse and they never come back together again. I doubt that, but yeah, that is the storyline Israel had sold to them. So they really wanted to make this heist work, but the thing is, they needed Akin to be a part of them, because he's the brain behind all these type of things, and he's going to come up with a brilliant plan. So he did not want, though. Akin said he's not having it. This is foolish, this is stupid, this is ojukokoro. But his girlfriend Goldie, she's also a part of the gang, and she's played by Tony Tones, by the way. So she goes ahead to convince him that, hey, our life, the suffering we've been through, blah 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 blah, all those kind of sub stories. Let's do this and let's go away and live our lives separately and whatnot. So somehow she's able to convince what's his name, Akin, Eve fear women. So she's able to convince Akin, and he agrees to be a part of the heist and comes up with a brilliant plan on how they should do it. He also gives them a clear warning that the heist has to go according to his plan, because the first heist they did, they weren't supposed to shoot anybody, but yeah, his friend, the one with the coconut head, Isra, went to go and shoot somebody, and yeah, that ticked him off. So he said, this time, if we're going to do this, you have to do it my way, so you don't go astray from the plan. Get it? Okay. They all agree, and the day of the heist arrives. So on the day of the heist, conveniently for a film to happen, Officer Daniel, who is played by Sam Dede, by the way, when I saw him, I was like, oh my god, I know this guy, but what's his name? Because I used to see him in all those like Evil Forest type of movie when I was younger. So I was like, oh my god, it's been a while. Anyways, Officer Daniel, who is also Wale's father-in-law, conveniently is going for his medical checkup the same day the gang of thieves, the Ojuju boys, are going for their first, the first heist before the second one. So on the way to the hospital, he hears about the heist, that hey, they're robbing this so place, and he immediately turns and goes in pursuit of them while calling for backup. You see, the heist went as planned though, but of course some people will still decide to be idiots, and Isra decided to do more than he was told to do. He went ahead to go and blow up an ATM stand, and this cost them a team member and also delayed them, making Officer Daniel to catch up with them. See why you have to be wary of your team members, because they can actually drag you down sometimes. Akin had to now face off with Officer Daniel and ended up killing the guy. So yeah, Akin killed his brother's father-in-law. Wale finds out about, the heist and his father-in-law getting killed, and of course he's sad. In fact, everybody is really. He knows the Ojuju boys are the ones that actually pulled off the heist, and he knows his brother is a part of them. He tells Auntie Morenike, but Auntie Morenike, of course, discards the information and thinks the brother is crazy. Wale is making things up. Do not say something like that about your brother. Don't tarnish his image, don't tarnish his name, blah blah blah. So yeah, again, denial is a river in Egypt, people. What am I doing? Guys, let me just tell you, when it comes to makeup, I don't do so much. I'm very basic, and I won't say my makeup skills are the best. Actually, they are just a little above average, or just average set. The first heist was successful, but Akin wants out. He is upset. They did something that wasn't part of the plan, and it cost them the life of one of their team, members, and also the officer Daniel guy. So now they are police killers, and they also killed their team member. So it's sad. He wants out. He wants to get his share of the money and then leave. That actually results in a showdown. But yeah, the gang leader is not having it. Nobody's sharing any money. We are pulling off the second heist, and that's that. The gang leader is played by Basket Mouth, by the way, in case I haven't mentioned. There were other actors in this movie that I don't think their presence would have made much difference. Actually, their characters, I could do without their characters. I think one of them was Zubi Michael. To be honest, I don't know why he was in this movie. When I saw it, I was like, if you remove this character, the movie will still be fine. I will still enjoy it regardless. The gang leader was not having it. Nobody sharing any money. We are going for the second heist. We are making proposed, I think, 200 million, and then we are leaving the country. If you don't want, you get out. So the second heist was still going to take place. As far as Aki refused, he did not want to be a part of the second heist, but his team members were able to convince him. So the second heist begins immediately. You know what? That's why I like this movie. Straight to the point. Nobody's wasting time. You don't have to drag out a scene or drag out a part. No, straight to the point. Do you get? So the second heist begins immediately. And you know what I love about this? I love the fact that they tried a different technique in the second part of the heist. They did not try to steal the same way they did the first one, and they did it really well. They used grappling hooks, and I don't know, Sha, for a Nigerian movie, I would say I was impressed. I really was. And let me tell you guys something here. I watched this movie without seeing any trailer whatsoever. I did not see any hype on it on social media. People were not really talking about it. I just saw the movie and I watched it. My point is, I watched it without any expectation, which is how I feel people should watch movies. If it's bad, it doesn't matter. If it's great, good. That's it. That's how I saw it. So when I saw it, while I was watching, I was like, oh my god, they did this. I've seen it somewhere else, but yeah. And it was directed well, which is why I called the director's name, because I felt like he did an amazing job in trying to, get the right angles, getting the right shots, all of that. So immediately the second heist begins. The police get intel that, they are at it again. They're robbing at Third Mainland Bridge, and they rush over to the crime scene. You see, the amount of time it would take for the police to actually get to the crime scene, the Ojuju boys should have finished stealing and gotten to their house. Let's be honest. In this Nigeria, especially in Lagos, with all the traffic and stuff, it shouldn't be possible for them to actually get to that crime scene on time. But yeah, they get to the crime scene, and the Ojuju boys are heavily outnumbered. The police showed up and showed out. So the Ojuju boys were cornered. They lost, they lost a few good men. Actually, they completely lost. And you could see Wale trying to still save his brother at the very last scene. I think that was one of the emotional parts of this movie for me as well. I like the fact that in as much as they've had friction all through the movie, Wale is always trying to get justice, trying to catch the brother in his crimes and stuff. you could tell he wasn't trying to condemn the brother. He actually just wanted to save him. He wanted to help, and he was trying to save the brother, still reaching out for him. But the police don't want to hear that one. They don't really care about that type of thing. We don't care. We just want to shoot the thieves. That's it. So Akin is shot despite Wale's pleas that, hey, don't shoot him, he's my brother, that's my brother, blah blah. No, they shoot him and he falls directly into the river. Auntie M, who had come out of denial at the very last minute, also somehow rushed to the crime scene and got there on time. How are you able to do it? But she got there on time and she was screaming. It was just emotional, you know. You can see both mother and brother were still trying to save him, but it was too late. The police had shot him and he dived right into the river. Wale cannot believe his brother is dead. He's hurt, sad, and he keeps searching for his brother. And then we push to the final scene, the final like part of the movie, which is like my favorite. This is my favorite part of the film, if I'm being completely honest. So Isra, Wale's friend, Cobra, the one that proposed this whole plan, this guy betrayed them. This guy betrayed everybody, and he ran away with the money that they had stolen and got into the baba that was supposed to convert the money for them before they like moved to whatever country they were moving to. So he gets there, gives the money to the baba, you know, waiting for his money so that he can leave immediately. And then next we see Akin. Yes, Akin did not die. Akin suddenly appears in his front and I just love their conversation. I love the exchange between the both of them. This is it. You see this scene? Love it. Chef's kiss. See, I love the fact that he just met him, boom, like Colette. You will collect woto. It will be Michael's voice. If you do, you collect. I'm not a preacher of violence, but sometimes words don't cut it. Words will not do anything. And I just like that he was able to shoot him and it was clean. That's why I said the director is good. It was a clean scene, clean shot. And then the movie ends. You see why I say this movie is good? Straight to the point. It doesn't waste time in telling its story. It doesn't waste the first half of the movie on nonsense and then gets to the end of the movie to now jam-pack everything inside. It's simple, it's straight, and it works. I love it. Okay, so my final verdict. Let's talk about the characters first. I think Toby Bakare is an incredible actor. This is my first time seeing him in a movie. I've known him as a BBN person for a long time and I just couldn't care less. But seeing him at first, let me be honest, when I saw a lot of BBN stars, I rolled my eyes. I sincerely do not understand why Nigerian movies thrive so much off influencers, BBN stars. Like every movie relies so much on the actor's level or presence on social media for it to thrive. Like they tend to pack so many people you know in a movie, and I don't know why. It's sometimes it takes away the characters and shines more light to the actors. So when I saw it, I did not appreciate the fact that there were a lot of BBN stars, a lot of popular people, skit makers, things like that. I did not appreciate it, but I will say that they somehow found a way to make it work, because while I was watching the movie, I wasn't now seeing the actors, I was seeing the characters, and that's something Toby Bakare did so well. I won't lie. Like when I saw him, I was like, Toby Bakare, what is he going to do? And then he played the character so well that I now see Toby Bakare as Akin, not the other way around. Like I don't see Akin as Toby Bakare, I see Toby as Akin. So I could literally see him outside and say, hey Akin, you know how you watch a movie and you know somebody as Harry Potter, hey, you know him as Harry Potter but you don't know his real name. That's exactly how he was able to sell the movie, which is good, because if you have like a sort of following on Instagram, especially in Nigeria, when you act a movie, sometimes they can't see through it. They can't see the character. They can't see through you and watch you bring that character to life. But Toby was able to do that completely well. So I am impressed with his acting skills, I will say that, and I very much want to see him in other roles. Fowles was good. I feel like the role blended so well with his character in like what I envision as Fowles in real life. Like that was how I think they blended the character and him blended well. Other people in the movie, there was Sheyi, there was Boma, there was Basket Mouth, there were a lot of BBN stars, Diane, Dorothy Bachel, but I love the fact that they took the sidelines and they were able to play the characters well, like to portray the characters well. So I think in this movie this works. I think I need more education on this. Why do you guys think that movie producers in Nigeria tend to pack a lot of stars in it? If you don't have influencers, you have skit makers, you have Instagram people, or just a lot of popular faces in a movie, when you can actually scout new talent. I'm not saying the main actor cannot be somebody popular or someone but just watching even the cleaner to be Sophia, like the person, the secretary is like, I don't know, Patience Zoku. Like, it's like literally packed with a lot of Nollywood stars. Maybe there's a science or a marketing trick behind that, I don't know. So if you're into production, do tell me. I want to know why that happens a lot in the Nollywood scene, because sometimes it takes me off. I'm like, I want to see new faces, I want to see fresh talent, I want to see new people do new things, but maybe there's a reason that I don't know, because I'm not into filmmaking. This is just a viewer's opinion, so I'd like to get more education on that. It was a simple story, but they made it work. So that is why I very much applaud the producer and storyteller Jade Sola Osiberu. I think I'll pay more attention to some of her works in future. Overall, I think this was a decent movie. You can't compare it to Hollywood movies. You just cannot. So if you have that level of taste and you just cannot stand Nigerian movies, you might roll your eyes when you see this movie, but I will say it's a decent watch. It really is. I'll give this movie a strong 7, and I would definitely recommend you to watch it on Amazon Prime. I don't think you can download this movie as of right now, maybe later. Nigerians like to boycott things, so yeah, but for now you can watch it on Amazon Prime. Definitely recommend. It will not waste your time, it will not bore you, and it's good stuff. But that is my personal verdict. What about you? If you've seen the movie, what did you think? Was it a good movie? What were your thoughts? What were your favorite parts? Did you enjoy it? If you did, tell me in the comments. I'll love to read. If you have not seen this movie, again, I definitely recommend you to watch it. That is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I do want to know, do you think the filmmaking in Nollywood is getting better, it's growing and getting better, or do you think we're doing it at an incredibly slow pace? Leave a comment in the comment section. I would like to know. Also, like this video if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe, share to your social media platforms, tag me. My handle is on the screen. I'd love to see what your thoughts are, and definitely repost. And till I see you guys in my next video. Bye.